Amy Love here, and for this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make one of these mason jar lace lanterns. So pretty! For this project you're going to need a piece of lace fabric, a mason jar with the lid, some fabric scissors, and then some trims and laces of your choice, however you'd like to decorate your lantern. You'll also need a decoration for the top. I'm using this handmade flower and a battery operated tea light, a rubber band, and some fabric glue. Alright, first you're going to lay your mason jar in the middle of your fabric and gather your lace around the jar, making sure that the mouth is entirely covered. The lace needs to go up above the mouth of the jar. Right, and then gather it in your hands, and then you're going to slip the rubber band around the jar, and you're going to try to get it around twice, and it is going to hold the lace on. You just move the rubber band up into the groove that's right under the lip of where the lid goes. And then you're going to go through, and any lumps of fabric, you're going to spread those out. Because if you leave the thick lump there, it'll be a dark spot on your lantern. So try to even it out as much as you can. And then you're going to need to trim off the excess lace. And you want to use good fabric scissors for this. I accidentally grabbed my not nice fabric scissors, so it gives me a bit of a problem. So I just roughly go through and trim off the extra. Alright, and then once you get that out of the way, you can go through and give it a better trim, because you want to make sure that none of the lace is in the way of where the lid will go. But you need to be careful not to cut your rubber band while doing this. Okay, now it's ready. Look at how pretty it is. Right now we're going to glue on the first trim to cover up the rubber band. And that's why we are using a fabric glue and not hot glue, because if you hot glue on the rubber band will melt and break. You can see here how terrible my scissors are. It really tears up that trim a little bit. But fabric glue is very easy to work with. It's very thick and it dries pretty quickly. And you're not going to burn yourself, so it's a win. Now fabric glue is thick enough that if you wanted to, you could just go ahead and glue all the way around at one time and then put your trim on. But because I'm using a trim that kind of has two edges, I want to be sure to get the middle on the rubber band, so I'm just gluing a section at a time. But the glue's thick enough that you don't have to. And now Jake decided to come and try to help me, and I tried to shoo him away, and I got some glue in his fur. Oops. Didn't mean to do that, Jake. Sorry. Right, and now I have to strategically place myself because Jake wants to come back through. So I'm trying to block his path at the moment. He's always very curious about what we're making. But you don't have to use as big a trim as I'm using. You just want it to cover up the rubber band so nobody can see that there's a rubber band there. But I was making this one for my nightside table, and pink's my favorite color, so it's pink everything and really big ruffly trims. All right, and then I'm just going through and pressing it down into the glue. See, and the glue's already holding it down. And it's already so pretty. Just love it. All right, now it's time to work on the lid. First, we need to glue down the inside piece to the rim. And I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac again for that. Now I'm going to use this little white trim to put around the edges. But I had to make sure I'm not putting it on backwards. It was hard for me to tell. And I want to make sure I'm putting the glue in the right spot because I want the trim to be towards the top of the lid so that it won't be hanging in the way when I'm trying to put the lid on my jar. And again, you could put the glue all the way around and then put on the trim. I just choose to do a section at a time. And you could hot glue this part if you wanted to. You can see the glue strings. This gets stringy like hot glue does, but they're easy enough to pull away. And I don't really pre-measure. I just kind of eyeball it and then cut it. So cute. I made some of these as gifts for my family last year and they just loved them. But I didn't make one for me, so it's my turn. I missed the part of the video where I added the flower on top and I just glued it with the Fabri-Tac. It's a little flower that was handmade by one of my friends for me. So you just turn on the little tea light and drop it down into your jar. And the light from the computer is making it a little bright, so it's hard to see. But I tried closing the blind to help it out a little bit because it is really pretty in the dark. It's just gorgeous. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, just leave them below. And thanks for watching.